nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That's right. Sorry. Sonny, could you read the minutes of the last meeting, please?
Okay. There's actually two.
Okay, yep.
All right. February 5th meeting. The regular meeting of the Franklin Town Board was called to order by Supervisor Jeff Taggart at 6:05 p.m. Present were Jeff Taggart, David Grant, Donnie Smith, Dwight Bruno, and Paul Warner. The minutes were read from the January 8, 2019 meeting. David Grant made the motion to accept the minutes as read. Donnie Smith seconded the motion. All present agreed. The minutes were read from the January 29, 2019 special meeting. Dwight Bruno made the motion to accept the minutes as read. Donnie Smith seconded the motion. All present agreed. Dwight Bruno and Jeff Taggart will audit the court records hopefully by March 1st, 2019. There was no planning board business in January. A resolution was presented to ask that the AIM funding be restored. The program affects upstate New York. It would be a loss of state aid and also CHIPS money if not restored. David Grant made the motion to adopt the resolution to restore AIM funding in New York State. Dwight Bruno seconded the motion. All present agreed. The home rule resolution was tabled until next month. We are still trying to hire a dog control officer. Board members will reach out to some possible candidates. There was more discussion of the location of the new town office building. Jeff read a letter from Michael Wallace that was forwarded to the fire department as it was about installing a hydrant at his pond. There are more graders up for auction in Florida. Dave Grant made the motion to bid on one with an $80,000 cap bid. Donnie Smith seconded the motion. All present agreed. With no further business, David Grant made the motion to adjourn at 7:03 p.m. Donnie Smith seconded the motion. All present agreed.
Have any additions or corrections to the minutes? If not, somebody want to make a motion to accept the minutes?
Motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Dwight second. All in favor? Carried.
Then from the February 19th, a special meeting of the Franklin Town Board was called to order by Supervisor Jeff Taggart at 6:12 p.m. Present were Jeff Taggart, David Grant, Garrett Sitz, and Dwight Bruno. Also present was Jamie Archibald. A motion was made by Garrett Sitz to appoint Penny Constable as dog control officer. David Grant seconded the motion. All present agreed. There was a discussion of the new town offices. Jeff said there is a chance to buy the property on Main Street owned by Chris Downen. The plan would be to renovate the existing house into offices and courtroom. Some of the board will meet to see the plan for the house and discuss further at next board meeting. With nothing further to discuss, David Grant made the motion to adjourn at 6:45. Garrett Sitz seconded the motion and all present agreed.
Any additions or corrections? Entertaining motion? So moved. Garrett made the motion. Dane seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Okay. Jamie, everyone here for Mark?
Yep.
Okay.
Next month, Mark said that we'll have all the bids in, so they'll go at the next meeting. Our sand pile is depleting rapidly, so we're going to put all sand in just as soon as weather breaks. And Billy had spoke to you in the past about the computers for the shop. We did get 2 quotes. You can look at them both. Those are the only ones that we have been able to find with pretty much all the necessary software.
This would be all necessary software for all the trucks and
equipment.
payloaders. And Billy, we've been talking about it for years and years. Because this would, hopefully, we could have our own diagnostic ability to not have to pay $700-800 for a call charge from wherever to come to tell us what's wrong with a piece of equipment. So This is, here's the two estimates, they're very close really.
Yeah, the one,
But
it
that's
does
what-
happen to be cheaper, but the one from Diesel Laptops is the one that he prefers. It's a
Fleet
better.
Pride.
No, not the Fleet Pride, the other
Oh,
one.
that one's, that's actually cheaper, the cheaper one's the
It
one
did
that's-
come out cheaper, but so it worked out.
It's better.
Better, so.
Okay, okay, that's a better one, and that actually is a cheaper one too.
Yep.
Okay. And that'll give them the ability to, check out the computers on all the trucks and the equipment that we have. And that's with the program for them, right, for this year? I mean,
Yeah, for this year.
They renew them on a regular basis probably.
You have to renew them. The cheaper one that he likes, actually the renewal on that is cheaper than the
Oh.
Fleet Pride one. And the other thing, if there's like three levels of support, and he needs at least a level 2 that has all the service manuals in them, so you can actually.
And
do it.
that's included on
But
all.
the cheaper one also has a plan where if you do the level 3 every year, every third year you get a new computer free. Well, I shouldn't say a new, I think it's probably a refurbished computer, but it is a different computer, and there's warranties with it, and
But that's not included in this. This is something when you do.
no, you have to
renewals.
do your renewals. This is good for a year.
Yeah. But
And then
this is-
after that, it would be, I think the level 3, I think was $1,300 if you wanted to do.
Button
And what he said is, there's an upgrade for the truck part, and then there's an upgrade for the equipment. And he's like, if you do one of them every year, then you're eligible for the laptop.
Oh,
But the other one, you could do every other year, or
Right.
wait until you bought another piece of equipment, you know.
right, yeah.
So that you don't have to renew both of them every year.
Yep, yep. Okay.
Is that for one type of machinery? In other words, if there's a different brand or something, the
It's all
diagnostic
inclusive.
Covers all of them.
it
There's
covers
just
all.
on-road and off-road.
Okay, so the diagnostics would work on a Ford or a Chevy or a whatever, Cat or whatever.
He must have checked the pickups too, if they were all capable.
Well, I don't know about a Chevy, I assume,
Right.
he said everything we had, the Ford and the Dodge.
We don't have Chevy.
We don't have a Chevy right now, but I assume it probably would, but I don't know that.
Okay.
A lot of it is in the cables, you know, they all have different hookups, and both of them come with
Complete.
a bunch of
Right.
different cable hookups, because everybody's got their own.
Okay. Well, since they're passing that around, another issue came up about, should I talk about the lawyer fees?
You sure? Yeah, we got it right.
I got one
For the
more.
Foundation.
One more thing for you,
Oh, okay, go ahead,
unless
Jimmy.
you want to do that
No,
first.
there. I was just wasting time till they,
Continue to keep looking for graders. I did find another one that's going up for auction this week. It's in North Carolina. A little bit. It's a John Deere 2010. I think it's worth at least pursuing to watch it, and
to the level that we had in December or whatever.
Yeah.
The last level we
Yep.
set it at. Would that be, that was 80,000 if I'm not mistaken. Is that all right with the board to have, just keep an eye on it and pursue it if possible?
So got the rippers on it, Jamie.
yep,
How many hours?
around 5,000.
So
That's
that,
quite a bit more.
A few more hours, but decent though.
7 years more.
Yeah,
What are we representing out to?
we're gonna have to do something
Right.
right along, so
So you need a resolution to that effect to keep the,
unless you just can keep
Rest
the
of
one you've been doing open, so however you wanna do it, so.
I'd probably entertain to keep the one open that we have been doing. So we're having a whole nother, because we've been looking for a grader. And that's what that
Yeah,
resolution was
and until
for.
we get that decided on what we're gonna do, we can't decide on any other piece of equipment, so.
Yep.
Second.
Motion second, made and seconded to stay with the old resolution look for a grader. Okay? That's
all I
it.
have.
Okay. Kellogg Foundation asked to talk to the town attorney. I can't remember what it was about back in September, and we've got the bill for it, and I've got to talk to the, I got to call the attorney tomorrow, because she left a message today. And the town gets charged, because she doesn't want, she wondered if the foundation was part of the town. And it's really a separate entity, but under the town. And the town gets, I guess it's a special rate. We get $175 is what she charges town, and $250 for others. But the bill was made out for $285 an hour, so I gotta talk to her and see which figure are we going with. So I didn't have time to call her today, call her back, but I will do that, and then if Dwight would take that to the
Sure. Give that to Dave.
Federal Foundation and
Yeah.
to the Kellogg Foundation. Once I give you the right figure, I'm hoping it's less money, it should be. You know, and then we'll go from there on that. Okay? The planning board has 2 public hearings this month on Thursday night. One is for a car dealership, used car dealership at Sickler Memorial. And the other is a dog kennel at Bennett Howell, or Bartlett Howell, actually. Old Hillis house. It's got the fence all around the yard already. They want to have, I think 15 dogs possibly, and upstairs in the garage. And maybe have boarding and, clipping and stuff like that, I believe. So they're both public hearings at 7:30 on Thursday night in Franklin. That was a big thing at the planning board meeting last month. Is there anything else to bring before the, no, Dwight, have you got anything from the foundation?
No, our next meeting will be
Okay.
next month.
We have, as the minute said on the 19th, the board has changed gears, I guess is what you want to call it. Right now we are looking into the old Bradley place in the village of Franklin. It's the second one from the Two Brothers Pizzeria. It's the second house towards the town sheds. It used to be a service garage out back and stuff. The house is in physically good shape. I think it would work as a offices for, for the town clerk, code enforcement officer. We're still talking with Chris about it, Chris Downey, the judge and the clerk of the court. And there can be I would say a courtroom, at least a third the size of this room, maybe, something like that, 25 by 15 or 18. It could be made into a single room. It's 2 rooms now. We'll take the petitions out and make it into one. So
Double what he's got.
double what Gary's got now. It may not
Triple
be-
what Gary's got right
Well,
now.
maybe triple, because you got Gary's office, so yes, probably triple.
The office.
At least it would be a viable courtroom. And he's got some issues he's got to clean up on the place. There's old fuel tanks, which that would be Chris's job to mediate that, get that done. And it'd be big enough, we could put a parking lot on the backside, and that'd be step by step. We've got money in I think, in our building fund that we could do this without borrowing money this year and get it done. And that's the big thing, to get it done. And I think it's a very viable thing. Someday, if we go further ahead on this, we'd have open it up to the public to come see what we have, see what he has, questions, answers, if people wanna, if you wanna meet with myself and Chris or the town, some of the board members, I'm sure Chris would, open it up for us to see what we're talking about on it. So I guess I'll leave that open for that. I guess now we can open up to the public, because we covered most everything so far.
Dwight and Donnie did audit the book.
Oh, they did, okay. Well, before we open it up, I would like to entertain a motion or a resolution that Donnie and Dwight audited the town books.
So moved.
Have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Okay, now for discussion, I presume, I'm sure, anyway, you did find nothing,
No, there, if I counted right, there are 11 checking accounts, 2 for Treadwell, 1 the light company, electric, light, electric, that's 1, and then water, and then 9 accounts, 9 accounts for Franklin proper. They're all under the Franklin.
There's 11 accounts.
11 accounts
One
total.
check.
One check.
All the rest are savings.
Okay. And they're all with the Wayne Bank, and Paul did a summary of each that matched the specific accounts.
Okay.
So everything looked in order to
had no doubt of
me,
that.
and then Donnie looked at them later, and
So what it was supposed to be.
Good, good. Okay, we have a motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Carried. And Dwight and I did not get to the judges' books. Or I didn't anyway. Did you, Dwight?
no.
Okay. Okay. So now, I guess we will open it up to any concerns, questions.
Jeff, do you want to do a resolution for the computer, or do you need one? Do you not want to do it? or-
I'll be for that
Good,
now.
yes, okay. And everybody looked at the computer, which one?
Do we have to buy the software every year, or they upgrade that?
You have
I
to,
believe it's just an upgrade.
it's enough.
So is there a charge for that every year? The
If
same
you do
charge
it, that's
you
what I was
wanna-
talking about, the
if you wanna
support
upgrade.
and the upgrades.
1,300 for the,
Well,
Total.
the software license was 9. Yeah, they don't.
Yep,
break it down.
they're not on there.
Okay, this is different. What's this?
Is that
This
Fleet
one's
Pride
on-
you're looking at?
This is Fleet Pride.
Ignore that. Well, I assume you're not gonna do that one anyways.
Okay.
And
This is the
those,
one for
the upgrades on Fleet Pride were more expensive than the,
Upgrades on it.
Okay, they don't break it down on that one.
What you would get is everything that's current right now, so we would be
you
covered.
wouldn't pay that the first year, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
unless we went and bought something brand new, or there was new troubleshooting solutions they come up with or something.
So even if you have the same equipment, then you still have to get the every year you have to,
Well,
no, it
that's what
stays
Paul
the
was
same.
talking about.
No, that's what I was
before.
saying.
Okay, you don't
You could
have to do that,
You could do
okay.
like the equipment one year and maybe the trucks the next
Okay,
year.
I
So
gotcha.
alternate it so you're not spending
Okay,
the big bucks every year, or whatever the dollar value is. You cut it in half.
Right.
Spend once instead of twice.
I just saw the quote and there was no breakdown on them, so. that was great.
Okay. So do we have a motion to accept a bid from, what's that company, Dwight?
Diesel Laptops LLC. That's what it says.
We have a
I'll make a
motion.
motion.
Okay, motion made, any second?
second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. And there should- There's one more resolution, before I put it back. I think everybody got a copy of this. From the assessor, he wants resolution in support of assessment equity through periodic reappraisal. It's something the state wants, and it shows on here, in '06 we're 98%, '07 87%, '08 79, 9 was 77, 10 was 84, 11 was 90, 94 and 12, 92 and 13, 92 and 14, 93 and 15, 96 and 16, 99 and 17, and 90.5 and 18. There's towns that are 3 and 4% equalization rate. But there are there's quite a few, get more that are at 100%. That's what the state wants, is 100% equalization rate. And we haven't done a reval since '05. Okay. So Jim thinks it's probably the time to do it. So what's the board feel? It's other towns are going. Hamden's doing it right now. Walton went through one. Hancock's gone through one. I think Roxbury may be doing one too. But it's Jim has done it before for us. When he did it for 10 years.
We'll probably have to have one with the new state program coming out anyhow, won't we?
We don't have much choice. We've got
Well, I think the state wants to see that the town board supports Jim doing a reval, is what they really are looking for, and Jim thinks it's time to do it too. So this resolution is going to show the state that the town is in favor of doing a reappraisal. For Jim to start doing it, I believe. So I think we ought to support this resolution. And I'm up for anybody to make the resolution.
So move.
Okay. You want this one?
Yeah.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Donnie seconded. Okay, any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Everybody in favor? Thank you.
Not to change the subject, I did get a letter back from Jim Seward about the AIM thing.
Oh, okay.
He is definitely supporting it.
Good. That's good. Okay, I see Brenton is here.
Yes.
Yes. Is there, we've been getting letters.
Yeah, I came to talk about,
Okay.
yeah, if you guys had any questions. I know the things that were due on February 28th,
Okay.
and we're following what they want.
Okay.
Just wanted to say that you probably received a letter about a year and a half ago in September, October of 2017, where the Department of Health did a site survey and told me to go ahead and stop using soda ash at that time. And I've got that in his personal writing as well, which we did. It was cost savings quite a bit for a couple of years. And then this past year we got hit with high lead, and I think that combination of what happened in Flint, Michigan, and the corresponding effects through all the state governments and everything really put the pressure on them, and thus they're amping up what they're asking everybody to do.
Yeah.
So corrosion control's back in place with the soda ash, and that's going as it should be.
And they're the ones that told you to stop using the
Yeah.
ash. That is what happened in Michigan, wasn't it? Isn't that what caused the problem?
It was somewhat that. It was also somewhat that they just had such old infrastructure and weren't going about replacing it. The old lead lines and everything.
But the ash was making the buffer, wasn't it? Kind
The ash
of,
makes the buffer.
Right.
Yeah, it coats the inside of your pipes and stops the flaking off of the copper or the lead.
right, yeah.
Okay, so you got the reports back on line with the Department of
Yes.
Health?
Yeah, reports have been submitted now. It should be all good there. It's just a miss on my part, and thought I had sent it in. I didn't send it in, and since I've sent it in, so.
Okay. This must This is something we just got February 28th, about the requirement, annual water quality reports.
Yeah, that's been set in as well. I had the same problem with, when I submitted Hamden's, they hadn't checked their inbox and their email, and it was there though. So Wayne did send it in Hamden by mail also, so they had it, but Jeff, I don't know if I have your email, but I can copy you on that stuff from now on.
I have a hard time finding it.
Or if there's some other town email.
Town email, sound email.
I don't know what it is.
Well, what's yours? And maybe she can email you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
It's my first name, Britton, Brinton, dot Muller, Muller, at bassett.org.
It's Town Franklin or something like
Okay,
that, but I'm.
I'll see it when you send it.
Yeah.
Send me a hello or something, and
Yep.
I'll copy you on all the monthly reports and
Okay.
everything I send in. That way there's,
Okay. Well,
you
thank
guys
you
are
very
sure
much.
that you have them as well.
Thank you very much for coming forward with the information.
Yep, absolutely. Is there any other questions you guys have?
Any other
for me?
questions for Brittany? Okay, main thing is run smooth. Okay, well, thank you very much.